This was the scene at Fulchester Register Office the day in 1961 when Moira Musgrove married Lawrence Webb. She was 23, he was 28. In 1970, Moira Webb became ill. Cancer was diagnosed. Doctors from this hospital advised an operation, but it was to prove only partially successful. The cancer returned, and with it pain, constant pain. Her doctor prescribed morphine. A second operation was ruled out. So in this flat, at the age of 35, Moira Webb was bedridden, nursed by her husband, waiting for death. It came more swiftly than expected. This doctor was called to the Webb's flat. He found Moira dead on the 20th of July, 1972. He noticed that the new bottle of morphine tablets was empty. The bottle is now Exhibit A in the trial of Lawrence Webb on the charge of murder.
May it please your lordship, members of the jury. This is a relatively simple case. Lawrence Webb is accused of murdering his wife by giving her an overdose of morphine. He admits giving her the morphine, but claims that he did so from charitable motives. And indeed, you may have seen suggestions in the press that this was some kind of mercy killing or euthanasia. Do not be deceived, members of the jury. The law knows no such defence, as his lordship will no doubt instruct you. The term mercy killing has no validity in law. Indeed, it is the prosecution's case that when Mr. Webb gave the morphine to his wife, his motives were anything but charitable. And you will be hearing evidence from medical and police witnesses in support of this, as well as evidence about the sexual relationships of the accused, which tend to establish his motive for killing his wife. And now, with your lordship's permission, I shall bring the case for the prosecution. Call Dr. David Davis.
Dr. David Davis.
What religion are you?
Church of England.
Take the Bible in your right hand and repeat the words written on the card.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You are Dr. David Davis, MD, CHB, of the Grove of Maple Avenue, Fulchester.
Yes, sir.
You were the Webb's family doctor at the time of Mrs. Webb's death.
Yes.
For how long before Mrs. Webb's death had you been her doctor?
A year.
Were you her doctor before she became ill?
No, when she came to me, cancer had already been diagnosed.
So she changed doctors in mid-disease, as it were.
Yes.
Do you know who was the previous doctor?
Yes, a Dr. Saladam of Belgrave Road.
Did Mrs. Webb explain why she changed doctors?
My lord, that would be hearsay, and I fail to see the relevance. Does it matter what reason Mrs. Webb gave for changing doctors?
I'm inclined to agree with you, Mr. Elliot.
And
Mr. Fry?
the only conversation I was proposing to put in evidence was between the witness and Mr. Webb.
Very well. You may answer the question, Doctor.
Well, Mrs. Webb didn't give a reason. Mr. Webb said he didn't want a coloured person attending his wife.
Did he say why?
No.
Do you know Dr. Saladin?
Oh, yes.
He's Pakistani?
No, Goanese.
Goanese. Therefore, light-skinned.
Yes.
Well, can you think of any medical reason why Mrs. Webb would have wanted to change doctors?
No.
How old is Dr. Saladin?
My lord.
I trust that question is relevant, Mr. Fry, and that you will be discriminating with your use of the court's time.
I shall indeed, my lord. How old is Dr. Saladin?
Oh, 35, 40?
And may we ask, sir, how old are you?
71.
Thank you. You said that Mrs. Webb had cancer.
Yes.
Was she in pain?
Oh, yes, she complained of considerable pain, particularly during the last 3 or 4 months of her life.
And what did you prescribe for this?
Morphine.
Is that usual?
Oh, yes, it's a very effective painkiller.
You wrote out a prescription for these tablets?
Yes.
How many tablets did you prescribe on each occasion?
20.
20 tablets of morphine.
Yes, about a fortnight's supply.
And was each prescription for the same amount of tablets?
Yes, except the last one.
How many was that for?
50.
50? One moment, Mr. Fry. Dr. Davis, do I understand you to say that you prescribed 50 morphine tablets for Mrs. Webb?
Yes, my lord.
Is it usual to prescribe such a large amount at any one time to any one patient?
Not usual, my lord, no.
I see. Please continue, Mr. Fry.
Doctor, would you tell us why you prescribed so many tablets on this last occasion?
Well, it was more convenient.
Convenient. Convenient for whom?
For Mr. Webb. He's at work most of the day, and sometimes he found it difficult to get to the chemist to have the prescription made up.
You mean he asked you himself for a larger prescription?
Oh, yes, he was on at me for a couple of months.
He badgered you?
My lord, my learned friend is
I shall put the question in a different way, my lord. How many times did Mr. Webb ask you for a larger prescription?
Several times.
He asked you several times.
Yes.
And when did you finally accede to his request?
2 days before his wife's death.
So the first time that Mr. Webb had 50 tablets of morphine in his possession was 2 days before his wife died. Now, would you tell us about the circumstances of the death? When were you called to Mrs. Webb?
About 10:30 at night. Mr. Webb phoned my home, said his wife was very much worse. I went at once to the flat.
And was she worse?
She was dead.
I see. Could you tell if she'd been dead for long?
Well, I am not a pathologist, but I would
Lord,
have
I
said...
submit the witness has answered the question. Dr. Davis, qualified though he may be in many branches of medicine, is not a forensic pathologist.
I think Dr. Davis is sufficiently qualified to give this opinion.
Yes, my lord.
Thank you, my lord. In your opinion, Doctor, how long have Mrs. Webb been dead?
I should have said about 2 hours.
And were you surprised to find her dead?
Yes, frankly, yes.
Did you see the bottle of morphine tablets?
Yes.
How many tablets were in it?
None.
If the prescribed dosage had been kept to, how many tablets should have been in it?
46, 47.
Did you ask Mr. Webb what had happened to them?
Yes, he said he'd put them down the lavatory.
Did you say why?
He didn't want to keep dangerous drugs in the house.
You say that you were surprised to find that Mrs. Webb was dead. Why? Surely she was very ill.
Yes, but, well, she was 35 and really quite strong. I thought she'd live for several years.
Did you tell Mr. Webb that?
Oh, yes, he asked me about it about a month before.
And by several years? What do you mean?
4 or 5.
And you told Mr. Webb that?
Yes.
4 or 5 years?
Yes.
Thank you, Doctor.
Mr. Reilly?
Doctor, was Mrs. Webb completely bedridden?
For the last 3 months, yes.
What kind of life would it have been?
What?
Doctor, you said you expected Mrs. Webb to live for several years. What kind of life would she have lived?
Well,
Would she have been in pain?
oh, yes.
Severe pain?
Possibly.
Constant pain?
I don't know about constant. A lot of pain, certainly.
So she was in fact condemned to the sort of life you wouldn't let an animal suffer.
My Lord, I must object to this
Mr. Elliot,
tendentious.
what is the relevance of what the doctor would or would not allow an animal to suffer?
My lord, I was seeking to convey to the jury the degree of pain which the deceased was suffering. I do not, my lord, pose the question.
Very well.
Now, Doctor, did Mr. Webb seem upset by his wife suffering?
Yes, naturally.
Naturally. I'd like to clear up this question of the morphine tablets, if I may. Now, is it true that after a time, morphine begins to lose its power as a painkiller, and that in fact you have to increase the dosage as the patient builds up a resistance to the drug?
Yes, this is a problem with any drug that's given continuously.
So that when you first put Mrs. Webb on morphine, 20 tablets would last a fortnight, but after a year they might only be sufficient for a week or so.
Yes.
And if the pain grew worse as the cancer progressed, that too would mean that Mrs. Webb would need more morphine.
Yes.
So, 50 tablets, although sounding a substantial amount, may represent a supply of no more than 2-3 weeks.
That's true.
Now, would 50 tablets be sufficient to kill?
Oh, yes, several times over.
What about 20?
They'd still be fatal.
Now, how many tablets would it take to kill someone like Mrs. Webb?
Well, it's hard to say exactly.
As many as 10, 15?
Something like that, one can't be sure.
Doctor, during the past year, you've had the opportunity of observing the accused and his wife at first hand. What was your impression of their relationship?
Well, again, it's hard to say.
Oh, surely not.
Yes.
I mean, were they continuously at each other's throat, for example?
No,
Did they bicker?
not more than many couples.
Would you agree that Mrs. Webb could be described as a burden on whoever had to look after her?
Oh, yes,
In this case, Mr. Webb.
yes.
And in spite of this, did Mr. Webb ever display any bitterness, animosity, or even impatience towards his wife?
None whatsoever.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Well, Doctor, did you ever have any discussion with Mrs. Webb about her husband's conduct towards her, or about her relationship with her husband? Just answer yes or no, please.
No, but that's not surprising.
Why?
I don't think I ever saw her without Mr. Webb being present.
Oh, why was that?
Well, he asked me not to call unless he was at home.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. You may now leave the witness box.
Call Detective Inspector Charles Perry.
Detective Inspector Perry.
I swear by Almighty God the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Detective Inspector Charles Perry, Fulchester CID.
Inspector Perry, you were in charge of the investigation into the circumstances of Mrs. Webb's death.
Yes, sir, I was.
You went to the Webb's flat as a result of Dr. Davis's report. Did you take anything away from the flat?
One empty bottle of tablets.
Is that the bottle, Inspector? Exhibit 1, my lord.
Yes, sir, it is.
My lord, my friend and I agree that there is no dispute that this bottle had been supplied by a local chemist and that it had contained tablets of morphine.
Thank you.
Was the bottle subjected to appropriate fingerprint tests?
Yes.
With what result, Inspector?
But for a partial print on the base, the bottle was found to be clean, as if it had been deliberately wiped clean.
Would you have expected to find more prints, Inspector?
Yes, I would, sir. Unless, of course, the person using the bottle had either worn gloves or else tried to wipe the bottle clean of prints.
Was it possible to identify this partial print?
Yes, it was. It belonged to the defendant, Lawrence Webb.
I understood you to say, Inspector, that it was only a partial print.
My lord, it corresponded on 4 points of identification, which, as your lordship knows, is sufficient legally to prove the identity of the print.
Did Mr. Webb make any statement to you?
Yes, when I first questioned him, he denied all knowledge of how his wife met her death.
Did he make this statement in writing?
No,
Did he say anything else?
not then. But 2 hours later, he admitted having administered about 30 tablets of morphine to his wife, crushed up in a glass of water. When I questioned him further, he admitted he knew that number of tablets would be fatal.
In other words, Inspector, he admitted murdering his wife.
Inspector Perry, you're a police officer of considerable experience.
I've been in the police force for 16 years.
You've no doubt taken a good many statements in that time.
A fair number.
You must be able to recall many occasions when an accused person has made 2 or more conflicting statements.
I have known it.
Yes or no, Inspector?
Yes.
Thank you. Will you tell the court the circumstances in which Mr. Webb made his second statement?
He was in the interview room having a cup of tea. As soon as I heard about the print, I went and told him. He then immediately volunteered a second statement. He said, well, in that case, I'd better tell you the truth.
And he then went on to tell you why he killed his wife.
Yes,
He told you, did he not, that she was in terrible pain?
yes,
He told you that he could not bear to see her suffer any longer?
yes.
Thank you, Inspector.
No more questions, my lord. Call Professor Edmund Lambert.
Professor Edmund Lambert.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You are Professor Edmund Lambert of the Grange, Fulchester Meadows.
Yes,
You're head of the Forensic Pathology Department of Queen's College under Home Office Pathology.
I am.
You saw Mrs. Webb's body a few hours after her death and subsequently performed a post-mortem.
Yes.
Would you tell the court the results of that post-mortem?
Before you begin, Professor, could I beg you to couch your report in language a layman can understand? It will save us such a lot of time in translation.
I shall be grateful for that too, my lord. I am giving evidence in another court today before Judge Bragg.
We will try not to detain you, Professor.
I'm obliged. May I refer to my notes?
Mr. Elliot?
I have no objection, my lord.
Certainly.
I saw Mrs. Webb's body at 12:47 a.m. on July the 21st. After a preliminary examination, I estimated the time of death at approximately 8:30 p.m. In other words, she had been dead approximately 4 hours. The body showed all the classic signs of morphine coma. At 9 a.m. on the 21st, I conducted a post-mortem at Fulchester Royal Infirmary. After examining various organs and conducting tests, do you want me to detail the tests?
No, I think not, Professor, unless counsel...
Good. I concluded that Mrs. Webb died from a massive dose of morphine.
Was that all you found?
I presume you want to know about the carcinoma, the cancer.
I do, Professor.
I found that Mrs. Webb suffered from a cancer of the stomach. One operation had been performed some considerable time earlier.
How bad was the cancer?
Bad enough to kill her in 4 to 5 years' time. In my opinion, the cancer was inoperable.
You say that she died from a massive overdose of morphine. How massive?
There was enough morphine in her to kill half a dozen people.
Thank you.
Oh, I won't detain you long, Professor.
Thank you.
Now, this cancer, in your opinion, was Mrs. Webb in extreme pain?
It's unwise to be dogmatic about these things, but I would say yes.
Constant pain?
I couldn't say.
Thank you, Professor.
Professor, in the course of your distinguished career, you must have performed autopsies on many people who had died of cancer. Was Mrs. Webb's the worst you've ever seen?
No.
Thank you, Professor. Call Miss Helen Musgrove.
Miss Helen Musgrove.
What's religion?
Just read.
Take the Bible in your right hand and repeat the words on the card.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
You are Miss Helen Musgrove.
I am.
Where do you live, Miss Musgrove?
Number 9 Dixon Road, Fulchester.
You are the elder sister of Moira Webb, the dead woman.
Yes.
Did you see much of your sister while she was ill?
I saw her 3 or 4 times a week. I helped to nurse her while he was working.
By he, I take it that you mean the accused, Lawrence Webb.
Yes.
He came in the morning and left when Mr. Webb came home.
When he did come home.
Was he always punctual?
I never knew anyone who got detained at the office as much as Lawrence Webb.
My lord.
It's quite, Mr. Elliot. Miss Musgrove, you will confine yourself to answering counsel's questions and refrain from contentious comment.
I thought I was answering the question, my lord.
See that you do, Miss Musgrove, and no more.
Did anyone else look after your sister while she was ill?
Well, sometimes a nurse came in, and Mrs. Berryman, one of the neighbours, used to help out. Not that she was much good. Between us, we managed.
Did your sister ever get depressed about her condition?
No, Moira was a very cheerful person.
Did she complain much of pain?
Moira never complained.
You say that Mr. Webb sometimes returned late from work, and did she ever complain about that?
She never complained about anything. Anyway, she was used to him being late. Sometimes I'd have to wait there till 8:30 before he'd deign to come home.
What explanation did Mr. Webb give when he arrived home late?
Oh, usually something about pressure of work. But I knew what it was. It was women. He could never keep his hands off any woman.
It's a bloody lie.
Mr. Webb.
You're going to take notice of that bitch, are you?
Mr.
She's
Webb.
always hated me.
Mr. Webb, I will not tolerate such outbursts in my court. You will keep silent while evidence is being given. Whether you agree or disagree with what witnesses say, you will not interrupt the proceedings. Do I make myself plain?
Yes, my lord.
My lord, I regret the...
Yes, Mr. Elliot. Perhaps it would be as well if you had a word with your client.
I quite agree, my lord.
Would you like me to adjourn the court for a few minutes?
I don't think that'll be necessary if I could beg your lordship's indulgence for a moment.
Very well.
Lord, my client wishes to apologize to the court for his behavior.
Quite. See that it does not occur again, Mr. Webb. And the next matter, Mr. Fry, is the allegation made by Miss Musgrove which gave rise to this outburst, namely, that the accused was consorting with other women. Well, naturally, I'm concerned as to the evidence to support such an allegation.
Indeed, my lord. Miss Musgrove, you made an accusation against Mr. Webb. Did you ever see him with any woman other than his wife?
He even brought them to the flat.
Did you ever meet any of these women?
Oh, not face to face, not to say hello to.
But you did see them?
When I used to leave the flat, I'd see his car parked on the opposite side of the road, and often there'd be a girl in it.
Any girl in particular?
Well, more often than not, it'd be his secretary, Betty Ashford.
You know Mrs. Ashford by sight?
Oh, I do indeed. I saw her often enough. And she's no better than she should be, believe me.
Lord, this witness.
Miss Musgrove, I have already warned you about making contentious comments.
Sorry, I'm sure.
All that you are required to do is to answer counsel's questions as truthfully as you can.
Yes, my lord.
Do not embroider the facts.
I understand.
I hope that you do, Miss Musgrove. I shall not warn you again. Mr. Fry, Miss Musgrove is your witness. Will you please see to it that she makes no future comment?
I shall do my best, my lord. Miss Musgrove, I should now like to come to the last day in your sister's life, July the 20th.
Yes,
Were you with your sister on that day?
I was.
Did she appear to be in more pain than usual?
No.
Was she quite bright and cheerful?
Yes.
When did you leave?
When Lawrence got home.
Which was when?
About 4:30.
4:30 in the afternoon. Did you expect him to be home so early?
Oh, well, you never really knew what time he'd get home. Unreliable's his middle
Did you
name.
leave immediately?
Almost.
Was anybody waiting outside in the car?
No. And that was the first...
Miss Musgrove,
No.
did you know where the morphine bottle was kept?
Yes, of course, in the bathroom cupboard.
Was it always kept in the same place?
Yes.
Did you ever have to administer morphine tablets to your sister?
Sometimes when the pain got very bad.
Did you see the morphine bottle on that day?
Yes.
Now, this was the large bottle, wasn't it? The new one?
Yes.
Is that the bottle, Miss Musgrove? Exhibit 1.
Yes.
Did you have to give any tablets to your sister on that day?
No.
Was the bottle full?
No, Lawrence said he'd had to give her a tablet about 5 in the morning.
Was the bottle almost full?
Yes.
And was 4:30 in the afternoon on July the 20th the last time you saw your sister alive?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Musgrove.
Thank you. Mr. Elliot?
Miss Musgrove, you were fond of your sister?
Very.
You were close?
We were.
You don't appear to be so fond of your brother-in-law.
No,
Don't approve of him?
I do not.
You're not saying, are you, that you actually saw women in the flat? Lady friends of Mr. Webb's?
Not exactly in the flat.
Then the answer is no. Outside in the car, I think you said?
On 2 occasions, I saw Betty Ashford get out of the car and go into the flat.
Did you ever see any other woman with Mr. Webb?
No.
No. Now, on the occasion you watched Betty Ashford, what did you do? Did you linger nearby to see what she would do?
I couldn't have done that. She wouldn't have done anything. I walked down the street.
Yet you say you watched her go into the flat.
Yes.
How long was she in there?
I don't know. I didn't wait.
Oh, so you don't know if it was 5 minutes or 5 hours, do you?
No.
Perhaps you went in to visit with your sister.
Oh, she couldn't have done that.
Why not?
Because Moira never mentioned it to me, and she always told me everything.
Members of the jury, you must disregard that remark altogether. The fact that the deceased did not mention an event to her sister is not evidence that the event did not occur.
Did you ever mention these suspicions of yours to your sister?
No.
Why not?
She was dying. I wanted her to be happy. I didn't want to spoil the last months of her life.
Miss Musgrove, you blurted out a curious remark about Mr. Webb. You said, and I quote, he could never keep his hands off any woman. Do you remember?
Yes, I do, and it's absolutely true.
Any woman? What about you? Did he ever make advances towards you?
He did not.
Oh, then he could keep his hands off a woman, couldn't he, Miss Musgrove? Thank you. No more questions.
The case of the Queen versus Webb will be resumed tomorrow in the Crown Court. Mercy killing or murder? That's the choice that faces the jury in the case of Regina versus Webb. Lawrence Webb had married in 1961. By 1971, Moira Webb was dying of cancer. She was in great pain and had only a few years to live. On July the 20th, 1972, this doctor found her dead. Did Lawrence Webb give his wife an overdose of morphine from motives of compassion, or were his motives a good deal more sordid? The defense, led by James Elliott, QC, supported by Mr. Charles Lotterby, do not deny that Lawrence Webb did poison his wife. The case therefore turns on the question of motive, the why, rather than the wherefore. The prosecution, led by Jonathan Fry, QC, is building up a formidable case. One more prosecution witness remains to be called, then it is the turn of the defense.
You are Elizabeth Francine Ashford?
Yes.
Mrs. Elizabeth Ashford?
Yes, I'm a widow.
Where do you live, Mrs. Ashford?
182B Castle Road, Fulchester.
You're Mr. Webb's secretary at his place of work.
Yes.
Mrs. Ashford, you've been described by Miss Helen Musgrove as having been seen in Mr. Webb's car outside his flat. Were you ever in his car outside his flat? I beg your pardon?
Yes.
What was your relationship with Mr. Webb?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, come now, Mrs. Ashford, were you lovers? Were you having an affair?
Yes.
You must speak up, Mrs. Ashford. I have just had a note from the jury that they are unable to hear you.
Yes. I was having an affair with Mr. Webb.
How long had this affair been going on?
Nearly 3 years.
Before Mrs. Webb became ill?
Yes, but it wasn't continuous.
What do you mean?
Well, we broke it off several times.
But you always came back together again?
Yes.
Did you and Mr. Webb ever discuss divorce?
No.
Not in 3 years?
Well, we did at first, but later we both knew it was impossible.
So you did discuss divorce?
Yes.
Why was it impossible?
Well, Larry would never have done anything to harm Moira, not while she was so ill.
Did you ever meet Mrs. Webb?
Before she became ill, I met her when she came to the office a couple of times, and at the firm's dance.
And after she became ill?
No, I never saw her after she became ill.
Did Mrs. Webb's illness make life very difficult for you?
It didn't make life exactly easy for her.
Just answer the question, please.
Yes, it made things very difficult for us.
You and Mr. Webb met every day at work?
Yes.
Where did you go to make love? Where did you go to fornicate?
We went to various places.
Your flat?
Sometimes, but I do share the flat with 3 other girls.
The office?
Now and again.
The flat of a friend, perhaps?
When we could.
And when you couldn't, did you ever go to Mr. Webb's flat?
Yes.
Speak up, Mrs. Ashford.
Yes, we went to Mr. Webb's flat.
Many times?
A few.
To make love?
I said so.
While Mrs. Webb was ill?
Yes. Well, we weren't proud of it, but there just wasn't anywhere else we could go.
When was the last time that you went to Mr. Webb's flat?
A couple of days before she died.
Were you there the night she died?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Webb, I warned you that I would not tolerate any further outbursts. If there are any more, the evidence will be heard in your absence. Now, do you understand?
Yes, my lord.
Proceed, Mr. Fry.
I'd finished, Lord.
Mr. Elliot.
Mrs. Ashford, I'd like to say that you've shown great courage in coming here and telling the truth. You told my learned friend that your affair with Mr. Webb has lasted for nearly 3 years.
Yes.
Would you say you knew Mr. Webb fairly well?
Yes.
Would you describe him as a brutal man?
No.
A violent man?
No.
A man insensitive to suffering?
Oh, no,
Lord,
certainly.
if you will assist my learned friend's case and hasten the proceedings, the prosecution do not suggest that Mrs. Webb was the victim of a violent attack or anything of that nature.
I'm always grateful for my learned friend's help. However, if there were less of it, I've no doubt we'd complete this trial far more speedily.
Get on with it, Mr. Elliot.
Certainly, my lord. Mrs. Ashford, did Mr. Webb ever mention killing his wife?
No.
Did he ever say that he wished her dead?
No. The only thing he did say was how awful it was to see her suffer like that.
Do you believe his wife's suffering upset him?
Very much.
You knew, didn't you, that Mrs. Webb was dying?
Yes, I did.
And you told Mr. Webb that you would wait for him, however long it might be.
Yes.
Mrs. Ashford, were you pressing Lawrence Webb to get a divorce?
Certainly not. We were together every day at the office. He asked me if I'd wait however long it took, and I said I would.
Thank you, Mrs. Ashford.
However long it took.
Yes.
Meaning for Mrs. Webb to die.
Yes.
Did he tell you that it might take 4 or 5 years?
Yes, but it didn't matter.
To you?
Larry, too.
How do you know that?
He said so.
You mean he used those words? It doesn't matter however long it takes.
Well, not exactly.
What were his words then?
Well, I can't remember his exact words, but what
Thank
he did
you,
say...
Mrs. Ashford.
Thank you, Mrs. Ashford. You may leave the witness stand.
That, my lord, concludes the case for the prosecution.
Mr. Elliot?
Please, my lord, members of the jury. The defense intend to call only 2 witnesses, Mrs. Berryman, a neighbour, and Lawrence Webb himself. Now, the facts are not in question here. Mr. Webb does not deny that he gave his wife an overdose of morphine. What he does most vehemently deny is the motive suggested by the prosecution. The actions of Lawrence Webb can only be described as desperate. His wife of 11 years was the victim of a malignant cancer. For 2 years, they lived with an acute awareness of death. And finally, after several months of administering morphine to his suffering wife, Lawrence Webb succumbed to the pressure and consequently stands in this court today. And the defense will show that this man is guilty of manslaughter, not murder. The defense raised is one of diminished responsibility. For when a man kills, when he is suffering from such abnormality of mind as to impair his mental responsibility, such a killing under the law is manslaughter. Mrs. Rose Berryman, please.
Mrs. Rose Berryman.
What religion are you?
Oh, Church of England.
The Bible in your right hand and repeat the words on the card.
I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Mrs. Rose Berryman of Willow Court, Stanhope Road, Fulchester.
Yes.
You live in the flat next door to the Webbs.
That's right, yes, flat number 4.
How long have you known the Webbs?
About 5 years, ever since we moved in.
We?
My husband and I.
Do you see much of them?
Oh, quite a bit, yes. After all, we were next-door neighbours. I was always popping in to see Moira before she was ill. Well, and afterwards, of course.
We'll come to that later, Mrs. Berryman. Right now, let's concentrate on the days before Mrs. Webb's tragic illness.
Oh, yes.
And did you see much of each other socially?
Oh, yes, we used to have drinks together, either in their flat or in ours, every Friday night. And occasionally we'd have dinner together, or play cards, or go to the pictures.
So you weren't just neighbours, you were friends too.
Oh, yes.
Now, when Mrs. Webb fell ill, you helped to look after her.
Well, I did what I could.
What exactly did you do?
Well, when her sister couldn't come in during the day...
Musgrove?
Yes, when she couldn't come in during the day to look after her, I used to take her place.
How often was that?
Or 1 or 2 days a week as a rule.
This was after the operation, after she became bedridden.
Oh, yes, yes. Before that, she could get about quite a bit. She wasn't too bad.
But did her condition deteriorate during the time you looked after her?
Yes, yes, she had more pain.
Great pain?
Sometimes, yes. Mind you, I only ever saw her after she'd been doped.
Doped, Mrs. Berryman?
Oh, yes, yes, my lord. Larry, Mr. Webb, used to give her a tablet every day before he went to work. This meant she could get through the morning and most of the afternoon without much pain.
I see. Please proceed, Mrs. Berryman.
You said you noticed a deteroration in Mrs. Webb's condition.
Yes, yes, after a time the pills didn't seem to have the same effect. Sometimes they wore off by lunchtime.
At such time was Mrs. Webb in pain?
Oh, yes.
Did you ever give her morphine?
Occasionally, yes, when the pain got very bad. Though Mr. Webb didn't like anyone else giving her morphine. He was very careful.
What kind of patient was she?
She was very good, really.
Was she cheerful?
She used to get a bit depressed sometimes. You couldn't blame her, really, could you?
Indeed not. Did she know she was dying, Mrs. Berryman?
I don't know. We didn't talk about it. I mean, it's not something you discuss with your next-door neighbour, is it?
And how long did you usually stay with Mrs. Webb?
Well, until Larry, Mr. Webb came back.
What time was that?
Oh, usually about 5:30. Sometimes he was later. But he always used to tell me in the morning before he left if he was going to be late.
So Mr. Webb conscientiously made a habit of telling you what time he'd be home?
Yes.
Did he ever bring anyone back to the flat with him while you were there?
No.
A woman?
No.
Did you ever see a woman waiting outside in the car?
No.
Now, you and the Webbs were friends for 5 years. During that time, did you ever see Lawrence Webb ill-treat or be unkind to his wife in any way?
No, never.
Thank you, Mrs. Berryman.
Are you still married, Mrs. Berryman?
Oh, yes.
What does your husband do?
Oh, he's a first engineer on a tanker.
So he'll be at sea for quite long periods of time?
Well, he has 6 weeks' leave every 6 months.
I see. So during the period you were so friendly with the Webbs, having drinks, playing cards, going out to the dinner and the pictures, I believe you said, your husband wouldn't be there, he'd be at sea.
Yes.
It'd be a threesome, not a foursome.
Well, yes, that's right. But as soon as Bob came home, we still used to go out all together.
Of course. Do you have any children?
No.
Must be lonely for you when your husband's away at sea.
Yes, but I've got a lot of friends.
Did you know both the Webbs well?
Yes.
What was Moira Webb like?
She was very nice.
And Mr. Webb? What kind of man is he?
Well, he's good fun, amusing.
Attractive to women?
Lord, I protest at counsel's line of questioning. Mrs. Berriman has made no claims as to being an expert on male appeal. How can she possibly answer such a question?
Quite, Mr. Reddit. Mr. Fry?
Mrs. Berriman, whilst I'm indebted to my learned friend for pointing out that you obviously cannot speak for the entire female sex, there is, of course, one woman for whom you can speak with absolute authority.
Who's that?
Yourself, Mrs. Berriman.
Oh, yes.
Did you find Mr. Webb attractive?
Well, I don't know.
Come now, Mrs. Berriman, you don't mean to tell the court that you don't know whether you found Mr. Webb attractive or not?
Well, he's attractive.
Thank you, Mrs. Berriman. During the time that you were helping to look after Mrs. Webb, was your husband away at sea?
Yes.
You were alone?
Yes.
And on the days when you helped to look after Mrs. Webb, when did you leave the flat?
As soon as Mr. Webb came home.
Why?
Why?
Well, didn't you ever stay on for a few minutes? For a chat?
Well, sometimes, yes.
Now, just answer the question, please. So, you didn't always leave as soon as Mr. Webb came home?
Well, not always immediately.
Answer the question, please. There you were, temporarily husbandless, living next door to the attractive, amusing Mr. Webb, who had a sick wife. Did he ever make advances to you?
No.
He didn't?
No.
You're an attractive woman, Mrs. Webb. Without your husband, childless, lonely. A man in Mr. Webb's position might be forgiven for making advances to you.
Well, he didn't.
At no time?
No.
Is your husband in this court today?
Yes.
I see. Well, now, Mrs. Berriman, since the question of your relationship with Mr. Webb appears to embarrass you, I won't press you any further. For the time being, at least. So let us come to the Webb's marriage. What was your impression of their marriage?
Moira was very jealous, of course.
Did she have reason to be?
I don't know.
Did she perhaps indicate that she was jealous of some of the girls that worked with her husband?
A bit.
Of Mrs. Ashford, perhaps?
Yes.
Were there any others of whom she was jealous?
There may have been.
Would it be fair to describe Mr. Webb as something of a Casanova?
I don't know anything about that.
You say that they had rows about money.
Yes.
Was money tight for them?
Oh, well, it shouldn't have been. Larry had a good job, and when she was well, Moira worked. Mind you, they always lived up to their income and more.
Mrs. Berriman, you must not embroider your replies to counsel. You are not qualified to speak on the financial status of the Webbs. And I must direct you, members of the jury, to disregard the last part of the witness's reply.
Did Mrs. Webb have a good job?
Yes.
So it must have been quite a strain on the family exchequer when she was no longer able to work.
I suppose so.
Did Mr. Webb ever complain about that?
Once or twice, but there was nothing he could do.
Wasn't there? In answer to my learned friend, you said that Mr. Webb was never unkind to his wife or ill-treated her in any way.
Yes.
And yet you've just said that they had rows all the time.
Oh, yes. Well, part of the time they fought like cat and dog. Other times they were very affectionate.
Even after Mrs. Webb became ill. Just answer yes or no, please.
Well, not so much after. I mean, it wasn't really possible, was it?
Yes or no, Mrs. Berriman?
No.
Thank you.
Mrs. Berriman, I think you and my learned friend were at cross purposes. Now, when you said the Webbs were very, very affectionate, I take it you meant in a physical sense?
Yes.
Yes. Now, after Mrs. Webb became bedridden, was Mr. Webb tender towards her?
Yes.
Did you ever see him kiss her?
Oh, yes. Yes, he used to kiss her every night when he came in from work.
Would you say they were on good terms with each other?
Yes. Well, I mean, they never agreed about anything ever, those two. You used to be able to hear them halfway around the block when they had a Barney. But now, well, it was just that much more quiet.
One final question. Does your past relationship with Lawrence Webb cause you any embarrassment?
No.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Berriman.
Thank you, Mrs. Berriman. You may leave the witness stand.
Lord, I wish to call the accused, Mr. Lawrence Webb.
religion are you, please? Church of England. Take the Bible in your right hand and repeat the words on the card.
I swear by Almighty God, the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Mr. Lawrence Webb, number 6, Willow Court, Stanhope Road, Fulchester.
Yes.
Mr. Webb, various witnesses have painted rather a stormy image of your marriage. Is that a fair assessment?
Well, sometimes it was stormy, sometimes it wasn't. It varied from hour to hour, day to day. It was never one thing for very long.
Perhaps eventful would be a better description.
Yes, it was eventful, all right.
We've heard you were unfaithful to your wife.
Sure. But I mean, I'm not averse to a bit on the side like any man. Sorry, my lord, what I meant was that I did have the occasional girlfriend.
I am not unfamiliar with your first expression, Mr. Webb.
Did your wife object?
Oh, sure. But Moira was no angel either, you know. Before she was ill, anyway.
Are you saying your wife was unfaithful?
Well, neither of us liked being tied down. We had what you might call an arrangement. As long as it didn't interfere with the marriage, we were both free.
Rather an unconventional marriage, wasn't it?
Yes, I suppose it was, but it suited us.
Yes, well, it must have done. Because in spite of infidelities and rows, you stayed together for how long?
11 years.
11 years, a long time, Mr. Webb.
Yes.
Is it true that for the past 3 years you've been having an affair with Mrs. Ashford?
Yes, on and off.
It wasn't continuous?
No.
How did it start?
It was one of those office romances, you know, the kind of thing?
But it became more serious?
Yes. I don't know how I would have got through this past year if it hadn't been for Betty.
Have there been other women as well?
1 or 2. They didn't mean anything.
Did you take them to the flat?
Occasionally. Very, very occasionally. You can imagine how it was with Moira in the next bedroom.
Yes. Didn't your wife complain?
When she knew about it, yes, but most of the time she was full of morphine and asleep.
A lot of people might consider your conduct inexcusable.
Yes, I suppose they might. But they weren't in my position, were they? All right, my wife was dying, but that didn't suddenly make me a monk. I still needed women. I'm not the faithful type. Moira knew that.
You heard Dr. Davis give evidence?
Yes?
2 points arise from that. I think, firstly, the question of the change of doctor for your wife. Why did you change doctors?
Well, it was Moira's idea, really.
Do you know why?
Well, she said he always had cold hands and a wart on his nose the size of a pea.
Silence in court.
Well, I know it sounds silly, but that's what she wanted, and under the circumstances, it seemed to me that, well, it didn't matter what sore bones she had. None of them could do anything for her.
That's not what you told Dr. Davis?
No. But I couldn't very well tell him my wife wanted to change her doctor because I had a wart on his nose, could I?
And was it because Dr. Saratan would not prescribe 50 morphine tablets?
No, that didn't arise. When Dr. Saratan was attending my wife, she didn't need that much morphine.
Well, why did you ask Dr. Davis for 50 tablets?
Well, for one thing, it made life a bit easier. I didn't have to keep running to the chemist all the time.
Was that the only reason?
No. I wanted to have enough tablets on hand to be able to put her out of her misery, if I had to.
Will you please explain that to the court?
About a month before she died, one night when she was in great pain, there were about 4 or 5 tablets left in the bottle. I gave her the whole lot, one go.
Go on, what happened?
Well, she just passed out. She had a good night's sleep, but the pain came back in the morning worse than ever. So I decided that I needed at least 50 tablets. I didn't want to make the same mistake again.
Mr. Webb, did you on the 20th of July purposefully administer an overdose of morphine to your wife?
Yes, I did.
Knowing it would kill her?
Hoping it would.
Please explain yourself.
Well, I wouldn't let a dog suffer the way Moira suffered. Do you know, when the pain was very bad, she used to squeeze my hand. And she used to squeeze it so hard that her nails used to go right into my flesh. I used to look sometimes as if I'd been clawed by a cat. I just couldn't stand by and see her reduced to nothing. You see, Moira was always so full of life. Oh, she was a bit of a bitch sometimes, a bit of a hot pants too, but a real person, that. A real woman.
Why did you deny killing your wife to the police?
Well, I got scared.
Scared of what?
Well, my wife was dead, I'd killed her, and suddenly I was #1 suspect. You see, up until that time, it never occurred to me there'd even be an investigation.
Well, why then, just 2 hours later, did you make a second confession?
Well, by then I had time to think. And it seemed to me that, the truth was going to come out anyway, so I would get it off my chest.
But didn't you realize that making contradictory statements was bound to arouse suspicion?
Yes, but I wasn't thinking very clearly at the time. It just seemed like a good idea to tell the truth.
What do you think now?
Well, I wish I'd stuck to my original story. I think the police would have had quite a job to prove I did it.
Mr. Webb, will you please tell the court, in your own words, the events of the evening of July the 20th?
Yes. I came home about 4:30. Her sister was still there, cheerful as ever. She left about a quarter of an hour later. She'd made some soup, I remember, and I gave some to Moira. And then suddenly the pain started. It was really terrible. She was almost screaming with agony. So I gave her a couple of tablets. Didn't do any good. I sat with her for a while, held her hand, stroked her forehead. That used to help sometimes, but not this time. She kept saying to me, "Do something, for God's sake, do something." What could I do? She was begging me. So I took a handful of tablets. I don't know how many there were, 25, 30. I crushed them up in a glass of water, and I gave them to her. And then I sat with her, and I held her. When I was reasonably sure she was dead, I phoned Dr. Davis.
Why did you throw away the remaining tablets?
Seemed like a good idea at the time. You see, I didn't want to get caught and charged with murder. As it turned out, it wasn't a very clever thing to do.
No. You say your wife kept begging you.
Yes.
To do what?
Not to make a mess of it this time.
And what did she mean by that?
Well, I'd given her an overdose and she'd recovered. As you understand, she asked me to kill her. And I wasn't going to fail her again.
The case of the Queen versus Webb will be resumed tomorrow in the Crown Court. The case, the Queen versus Webb. The question, did Lawrence Webb give his wife Moira an overdose of morphine because he couldn't bear to see her suffer any longer? She had cancer and was dying, but Webb also had a mistress, Mrs. Elizabeth Ashford. What was the motive for the killing of Moira Webb? That is the question facing the jury as the case is heard by Mr. Justice Waddington. The trial is drawing to a close. The case for the prosecution is finished. The case for the defense nearly completed. Webb, the accused, is in the box, about to face his final cross-examination at the hands of prosecution counsel Jonathan Fry, QC.
Have you completed your examination in chief, Mr. Elliot?
I have, my lord.
Very well. Mr. Fry.
Mr. Webb, you've said that your wife asked you, begged you, I think you said, to kill her.
Yes.
Now, why didn't you do away with herself?
I don't know why. Perhaps she was scared. Anyway, she asked me.
Was anyone else present when she asked you to kill her?
No.
So nobody else heard her make this request?
No.
We've been told by Miss Musgrove and Mrs. Berryman that your wife was sort of a cheerful disposition. The picture they painted was not of a suicidal person.
Well, Moira only thought about dying when she was in severe pain.
So it was only a passing and temporary desire for death?
Yes, but the pain was really terrible.
In that case, why didn't she ask to have the tablets on the bedside table where she could get at them easily?
I don't know. I suppose she thought she wouldn't have the courage to go through with it properly.
Which implies a healthy desire to go on living.
No. She was afraid she'd make a mess of the whole thing.
Like you did the first time you tried to kill her.
Yes. But she wouldn't take enough tablets and end up in a worse state than she was before.
How could she be in a worse state?
Well, with her mind impaired. A vegetable. She was terrified of that.
So she asked you to kill her?
She made me promise.
When was this?
A couple of days before I tried the first time.
Again, I suppose we have only your unsubstantiated word for this.
There was no one else there, if that's what you mean.
That is what I mean, Mr. Webb. It's odd, isn't it, that nobody else has mentioned these suicidal tendencies of your wife? If, as you allege, she had these suicidal tendencies, why didn't she do the job herself?
I don't know. Why didn't you ask her?
That is a most tasteless and flippant remark, Mr. Webb.
Sorry, my lord. You see, Moira could be cheerful enough when she wasn't in any pain. They just never saw her at her worst, that's all.
And you did?
Yes. And she knew she didn't have to play the heroic little woman with me. She could yell if it hurt.
You've spoken most eloquently about this marriage of yours, this free association, this understanding which allowed you to overlook each other's little peccadillos. But one thing you have omitted to mention to the court, Mr. Webb, is whether you loved your wife. Did you?
Yes, of course I did.
And yet you were having an affair with Mrs. Ashford.
Look, I've already explained about
Oh, yes,
that.
I have a note of your explanation. It was an office romance, I believe you said. However, Mrs. Ashford said that you talked about divorce.
Yes, but that was before Moira became so ill.
But you did talk about leaving your wife.
Yes, but I wasn't serious.
You didn't mean it.
Well, not at the time, no.
Then why say it?
Well, you know how it is. You say things to women sometimes you don't really mean.
Do you?
Yes. To keep them happy.
Would you say anything to a woman to get what you wanted?
No.
Do you make a habit of lying?
No.
But you lied to Mrs. Ashford?
Yes.
Just once, or on more than one occasion?
Just once.
If your marriage was so guilt-free and permissive as you say it was, why did you even contemplate divorce?
Well, Betty wanted us to get married.
Did you? Well, Mr. Webb.
Yes.
So you were serious about wanting a divorce?
Yes, but I wouldn't ask Moira for one. Not while she was so ill. Betty understood that.
So she had to die before you could marry Mrs. Ashford?
No, that's
Your
not...
wife had to die before you could marry
I
your
didn't
mistress!
kill Moira for that reason!
In answer to a learned friend, you said that you changed your wife's doctor because she objected to the wart on Dr. Saradhan's nose. But you told Dr. Davis it was because you didn't want a coloured man handling your wife.
Yes, but I thought Dr. Davis wouldn't understand about the wart.
But you thought he would understand and appeal to colour prejudice.
Well,
you
no.
didn't have a very high opinion of Dr. Davis.
Yes, I did.
There were some 20 doctors in your area, all of them younger than Dr. Davis. Why did you choose him?
Because somebody said what a good doctor he was.
Oh, really? Who said so?
I don't remember. Somebody at the office,
Somebody
I think.
at the office. Your wife is lying mortally ill in considerable pain, and you select a doctor for her as the result of a casual remark in the office?
Well, no.
Is that the action of a man who's got his wife's welfare at heart?
Look, it didn't matter what doctor she had. She could have had Dr. Frankenstein for all the good he would have done her.
Fortunately, or perhaps unfortunately in your case, Dr. Davis turned out to be a good deal better doctor than you anticipated.
That is not true.
He was shrewd enough to go and look for the morphine tablets after he found that your wife had died. Shrewd enough to know when to call in the police. Dr. Davis was quite a shock to you, wasn't he?
Look, I had just killed my wife. I was beyond caring about anything.
Except about the bottle of morphine tablets.
What?
The bottle had been almost completely wiped free of fingerprints, according to Inspector Perry. Apparently you weren't past caring about getting caught.
Well, I didn't know what I was doing.
But somebody did wipe the bottle clean of fingerprints, and that someone was you.
Yes.
Why?
It was a reflex action.
You mean your first thought after killing your wife was self-preservation?
Well, it's only natural, isn't it?
It's only natural if your main concern is to cover up a murder.
That's not true.
Miss Musgrove has said that on the day you killed your wife, you came home early, about 4:30. Is that true?
Yes.
Earlier than usual?
Yes, I was able to get away early some nights.
And when did Miss Musgrove leave?
About 4:45, 5 to 5, I think.
And yet, it was not until 10:30 that you called Dr. Davis and said that your wife was ill.
Yes.
By which time she was, of course, dead.
So the professor said.
So you said, Mr. Webb. So for 5.5 hours, you were alone in the flat with your wife?
Yes.
Nobody came to the door?
No.
Nobody telephoned?
No.
You telephoned no one?
No.
You saw no one?
No.
How was your wife when you came home at 4:30? Was she in pain?
No, that came later.
After Miss Musgrove had left?
Yes.
When, of course, you were alone with your wife?
Yes.
Well, let us see if we can draw up some kind of a timetable, shall we? The pathologist said that your wife died at about 8:30.
I'm not sure about the time. I was reasonably sure she was dead when I phoned Dr. Davis.
Well, it's the 3.5 hours between 5 o'clock and 8:30 that particularly interest me, Mr. Webb, so let's get back to this timetable, shall we? You say that it was about half an hour to an hour after Miss Musgrove left that your wife first began to be in pain.
About that, yes.
Now, how did this pain manifest itself? Quite suddenly, or did it come in waves?
No, it came in waves, getting worse all the time.
So the first wave would have come at about 5:30 or 5:45.
I suppose so.
And how long did it last?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I didn't stand over her with a stopwatch, for God's sake!
There's no need to be petulant, Mr. Webb. I'm simply trying to establish fact.
I'm sorry.
Did you give your wife any tablets during this first wave of pain?
No.
But you gave her some later on when the
Yes.
pain came back again?
Yes.
And how many tablets?
1.
Did it take effect?
No.
So later on you gave her some more?
Yes.
And how much later?
I don't know.
An hour?
I don't know.
And how long did it usually take for the tablets to work?
A couple of minutes usually, sometimes a bit longer.
So how long did you wait this time?
Not long.
Half an hour.
My wife was in agony. I just gave her some more tablets.
And how long did you wait to see if they would take effect this time?
I don't remember.
But you did wait a little longer. You gave her some more tablets. How many more tablets?
2, I think.
And did they work?
No.
Of course, you've no idea how long you waited this time.
Look, my wife was in agony. It just seemed to go on and on.
Did she cry out?
She was moaning, yes.
According to you, you implied that she was particularly articulate. Do something, for God's sake, do something, is what you told the court.
Yes, something like that.
Did she actually say, kill me?
I can't remember.
Mr. Webb, surely you would remember if your own wife asked you to kill her.
She said something like, put me out of my misery, something like that.
Perhaps she was merely asking you to give her another tablet.
Don't you understand? I couldn't bear to watch my wife suffer any longer. So I went and got the tablets, I crushed them up in water, and I gave them to her.
Was she aware of what you'd done?
I don't know.
What did you do then?
I sat with her for a while and held her.
Were you aware when she died?
No.
And when did you decide to call Dr. Davis?
Well, after a while, she seemed to have stopped breathing. I assumed she was dead anyway, so that's when I phoned the doctor.
And did he come at once?
I suppose he must have done. He was round in a couple of minutes.
But not before you had had time to set the scene.
What do you mean?
When did you wipe the bottle free of fingerprints?
Before I phoned the doctor.
Before you phoned the doctor?
Yes.
Was that when you threw away the remaining tablets?
Yes.
You'd planned all this?
No, it was done on the spur of the moment.
A sudden impulse?
Yes. I suddenly got scared of getting caught.
That, Mr. Webb, I'm sure, at least, is true. However, your actions in wiping the bottle free of fingerprints and throwing away the remaining tablets hardly suggest a sudden impulse. Rather, they suggest a degree of cold, deliberate calculation.
That is not true.
Now, I put it to you that you deliberately set the scene in order to persuade an elderly doctor who you'd called out in the middle of the night that your wife had died from natural causes.
No.
Why did you throw away the remaining tablets unless to prevent Dr. Davis from finding out how many tablets you had used? Why did you wipe the bottle free of fingerprints unless to throw suspicion on everybody else who came into your flat? Your wife, her sister, Mrs. Berryman, even Mrs. Musgrove?
No.
You still say that it was a sudden impulse?
Yes.
You have said that you loved your wife.
I did.
And yet you were planning to marry Mrs. Ashford. Doesn't that strike you as a contradiction in terms?
Well, I don't know what you call it, but that's how it was.
No more questions, Malone.
When you telephoned Dr. Davis, you believed your wife to be dead, and yet you stated to him on the telephone that she was getting worse.
Yes.
Dr. Davis arrived at your house, examined your wife, and ascertained that death had occurred some 2 hours before.
Yes.
Didn't you realize that under the circumstances a post-mortem would be performed and your telephone conversation would be remembered?
Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I sat with Moira until she was dead. Then I tipped the remaining tablets down the toilet, and I wiped the bottle, and I phoned the doctor.
Please, Mr. Webb. After you wiped off your fingerprints, what did you do with the bottle?
I put it on the bedside table.
Dr. Davis stated that he questioned you on that bottle.
Yes.
Why did you leave it there for him to find?
I don't know.
Mr. Webb, you went to the trouble of disposing, foolishly, but you disposed of the tablets. You wiped off some of your fingerprints. Why did you not dispose of the bottle?
I don't know.
Mr. Fry, do you wish for an adjournment before closing?
No, my lord.
Oh, very well.
The facts of this case are not in dispute. Lawrence Webb has admitted killing his wife with an overdose of morphine. What is in dispute is the reason why he did it. Was it because the balance of his mind was disturbed, or was this a calculated killing? It is the prosecution's case that he killed his wife coldly and deliberately in order to be free of her. He has admitted wanting a divorce. But what court would grant him a divorce from a sick wife who had done him no harm? He either had to kill her or wait for her to die a lingering death. And Lawrence Webb is not a patient man. You've seen from his demeanor in this court that he was an intemperate witness whose anger was never very far below the surface. You've also seen the strength of his passion for Mrs. Ashford. Of his feelings for his wife we know much less. He's admitted violent quarrels with her. But it is significant that all the information we've got about his affection for her has come from one of 3 sources, either himself, his mistress, or his friend, Mrs. Berryman. I think you will agree that both these ladies were inclined to be predisposed in his favor, and we can hardly expect him to speak against himself. Would you in his case? His doctor has said that he never saw him quarrel with his wife, but I submit that this show of good nature was a pretense, part of a plan to deceive that was executed in a deliberate and callous fashion. It began when he got rid of his wife's first doctor and replaced her with another, past retiring age. It continued when he repeatedly asked this elderly man to increase his wife's morphine dosage from 20 tablets to 50. It reached a crisis when he tried to kill her with a dose larger than usual and failed. 2 days before his wife's death, the doctor finally gave in and made out a prescription for 50 tablets. That same night, the accused and Mrs. Ashford slept in the same flat with his dying wife. This I call callous. On the day he killed his wife, having come home earlier than usual, he had administered some 30 morphine tablets to her. And then he wiped the bottle clean, threw away the remaining tablets, and left the bottle on the bedside table. Then and only then did he call the doctor. Only when the police discovered a fingerprint on the bottle did he say that he gave the tablets to his wife himself, as he put it, to end her suffering. Until then, he had maintained that he threw the tablets away because he didn't want to keep dangerous drugs about the house. Now this, I maintain, is the action of a man willing to tell any lie to get what he wanted. You will remember that his wife's sister, Miss Musgrove, never saw him bring another woman into the house, and yet he had done so on more than one occasion. If he could deceive this vigilant lady so easily, we may fairly guess his ability to mislead others. Members of the jury, do not let him mislead you. This is a man who, on his own admission, had long intended to kill his wife. You've heard him say to his own counsel in this court that he wanted to have enough tablets on hand, as he put it, to kill her if he had to. Now, if this is not premeditation, what is? Can you, having heard this, believe the submission of the defense that he acted while the balance of his mind was disturbed? And I would remind you that we have his word for it, and his word only, that his wife had asked him to kill her, and that he was in a state of despair. No other witness has suggested that this is her intention. Nobody else saw him have this mental breakdown. This was a man who could sleep in the same flat with his mistress and his dying wife. This is a man fatally attractive to women and ruthless in getting what he wanted. This is a man who could, and the prosecution submits did, heartlessly dispatch his wife in order to marry another woman. This is a man whom you have a duty to find guilty of murder.
Right. Mr. Elliot?
Please, my lord, members of the jury. In lieu of evidence, the prosecution have offered you conjecture. In lieu of motive, they've given you innuendo, and in lieu of proof, they give you circumstance. And my learned friend states that this is a simple case and that the facts are not in question. Well, I put it to you that this is not a simple case. Unless we be carried away with verbal gymnastics, I wish to remind you that your verdict may only be based upon facts. Now, the case for the prosecution is that Mrs. Webb was a burden and that her husband killed her so as to be free to marry a younger woman. Well, let's break this down and examine it. A burden. Ladies and gentlemen, such a burden could have been admitted to a hospital and left there to die. That sounds callous, but many good, honest people, unable to deal with the anguish involved, relieve themselves of cancer victims in just this way. Did the accused? No. As to being free to marry a younger woman, Mrs. Ashford, consider the following. Now, Lawrence Webb and Betty Ashford began their affair 3 years ago. Mrs. Webb was told she had cancer only 2 years ago. Now, Lawrence Webb had ample time before his wife's illness to secure a divorce if he'd wanted to. Now, if Mrs. Ashford was so important to him, you must ask yourself, why did he not just leave his wife? After all, there were no children to hold this marriage together. His actions tell us he chose to stay with his wife and love her too in his own way. The prosecution contends that because he was having an affair, his feelings for his wife become invalid. Why? Is he the first man to love 2 women at the same time? You may well object to their marital arrangement, but it must have suited them, else why stay together for 11 years? Lawrence Webb, aware that his wife would be bedridden for the last few years of her life, elected to stay with this woman who suffered bouts of indescribable pain. When she was not under sedation, she begged him for help. Now, how many times can we hold a person in our arms and hear them beg for mercy? How often can you stroke a forehead, praying it'll soothe? I put it to you that his objectivity became more and more fragmented. Rational thinking ceased to exist when finally one evening his wife appealed to him to end her misery. Lawrence Webb succumbed to the pressure and gave his wife 4 or 5 tablets. He failed. He only prolonged the pain. His wife made him promise not to fail the next time. And for several hours on July the 20th, he endured his wife's pain and finally gave her a massive dose of morphine. Death occurred at approximately 8:30 p.m. And for nearly 2 hours, he sat holding his wife. Then panic. Throw away the tablets, wipe off the fingerprints, put the bottle on the bedside table, telephone Dr. Davis, and say she's getting worse. Are these the actions of a Machiavelli? Is this a logical plan? Is it even a reasonable plan, a sensible plan? I put it to you that a 10-year-old would show more imagination. Ask yourselves, members of the jury, if one of your loved ones was suffering, is it not possible that within that same situation, unable to control yourself, unable to tolerate the screams, is it not possible that you would be driven to the extreme? I put it to you that in the case against Lawrence Webb, the prosecution have left you more than just a reasonable doubt. Now, this man must live with the knowledge of his actions, as we shall too in a minor way. I appeal to your humanity and your reason to find him guilty of manslaughter.
Thank you, Mr. Elliot. Members of the jury, we are now entering the final stages of this trial. It is for me to sum up and for you to bring in a verdict. And of those two, yours is by far the most important and the most difficult. In this case, you are faced with 2 possible verdicts. You may find the accused guilty of murder, or you may find him guilty of the lesser crime of manslaughter if you consider that Section 2 of the Homicide Act, 1957, has been fulfilled. I will read that section to you. Where a person kills or is a party to the killing of another, he shall not be convicted of murder if he was suffering from such abnormality of mind as substantially impaired his mental responsibility for his acts and omissions in doing or being a party to the killing. Those are the crucial words, ladies and gentlemen. Such abnormality of mind as substantially impaired his mental responsibility. There is no evidence of mental abnormality in the physical sense. And the question is whether Lawrence Webb was temporarily in an abnormal state of mind so that his mental responsibility was substantially impaired. And you must remember that it is for the defense to establish these facts on the balance of probabilities. The prosecution, on the other hand, basing its case on Mr. Webb's actions before and after the crime, is seeking a verdict of guilty of murder. Much depends on your personal assessment of Mr. Webb. His style of living may shock many of you. His occasional flippancy in the box, his petulancy, his seeming irresponsibility, you may find unappealing. But it is your duty to judge him not on what you think he is, but on what he has done. Do you think that Lawrence Webb cared so deeply for his wife that he could not bear to see her suffer, and that he reached such a pitch of mental anguish that he could not control himself, and his mental responsibility was substantially impaired? Or do you rather believe that he killed her because he wanted to marry another woman, and because his wife, Moira, was a burden? I leave the judgment to your very sound common sense. And now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will kindly retire and consider your verdict.
All rise. All rise. The prisoner will stand. Members of the jury, are you agreed upon your verdict?
We are.
Do you find the prisoner at the bar, Lawrence Patrick Webb, guilty or not guilty of the charge of murder?
Not guilty of murder.
Do you find the prisoner at the bar guilty or not guilty of the charge of manslaughter?
We find him guilty of manslaughter.
I think that's the most disgraceful verdict I've ever heard.
Quiet, please. You then find him guilty of the charge of manslaughter. That is the decision of you all?
It is.
Prisoner at the bar, you stand convicted of the charge of manslaughter. Have you anything to say before judgment is passed upon you?
No.
Lawrence Patrick Webb, the jury has found you guilty of the crime of manslaughter, the killing of your wife. Although I am convinced that the circumstances of your crime were extremely tragic and painful, nevertheless, you knowingly took the life of another human being, and that cannot go unpunished. The jury having found you guilty, this court now sentences you to 3 years imprisonment. Take him down.
Next week, a chance for you to join another jury in assessing the facts when our cameras return to watch a leading case in the Crown Court.